Welcome back to the Rockets Propaganda Channel. I am your boy AK Infinity. Follow me on Twitter at AK Infinity _VVS. And today we got another good one for you. We're going to talk about these young guys playing their roles. And I'm going to highlight three of them. Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith, and Cam Whitmore. And we're going to talk about some, not player comparisons, but role comparisons for some superstar players that are currently playing and contending for a championship right now. So we're gonna get into it, but before we do, make sure you drop a like on this video, leave a comment below during the video, hit that sub button because you feeling the content. And if you ain't feeling the content by now, you still watching, you probably just a hater. But let's go on and get into it. We in here.
Drop this in the
Yeah, so the purpose of this video is to highlight the importance of starting your career as a role player and why there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having to earn your keep and, earn your spot, earn more minutes, earn more shots. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that at all. We're going to highlight some players, some historically great players, two of them top 75. I would argue three of them are top 75. We're going to highlight some guys right now who are great players, surefire Hall of Fame players who did not start their careers off lighting the NBA on fire immediately. You know what I mean? One of them being a two-time NBA champion, two-time finals MVP. But we're going to go into all of the stats, all of the accolades, this, that, and the other in just a moment. Good old James Harden. I know y'all looking at this pic right here, I don't really recognize this man, but this was rookie James Harden. Without the big old beard, without the mohawk. But when you watch this game, bro was a hooper and you knew it from the start, from the jump. You knew it. Bro always been a hooper. Regardless of how he left Houston, I know a lot of us don't like him. I don't like him. But we just talking basketball right now. And bro's a hooper. Certified bucket getter. Certified facilitator. Led the league in assists twice, led the league in scoring 3 times, led the league in minutes per game once. Like, bro been an Iron Man forever. I mean, if you're a Rockets fan, I don't even have to go into all the bro's, accomplishments and stats and this and that. We ain't even got to go into all that, but we're going to talk about his time in Oklahoma City in the first couple seasons. He was really people don't really remember because people don't be watching games. They watch narratives and what other people say. But if you go back and watch, James Harden used to be a guy that brought in the game. They had this man guarding Kobe in the playoffs. You don't just put anybody on Kobe in the playoffs. You don't do that. He was a defensive player, and he was brought in to come in and get buckets too. He was a microwave guy, a microwave scorer who really came in and ran point when he was on the court with Westbrook, because that was a point when Westbrook actually could shoot from the mid-range, and James always had a burner from anywhere and, could run the offense. If you watched, James was running point. If you actually watched, he was a runner-up for, not runner-up. He was, I think he was top 10 in Sixth Man of the Year in his second season. Then he actually won Sixth Man of the Year in his third season. But bro was a role player again, man. Bro was really a role player. His first couple seasons, you could argue he was a star on the rise in his third season when he won Sixth Man of the Year. But one thing's for sure is bro had to work for what he got. He was on a team with Westbrook and KD. Bro had to work for every shot that he got, all the minutes that he got, all the opportunities he got. He had to work for all of that. And if he wasn't playing defense, he wouldn't be able to be on the floor at the same time in the playoffs with Kobe Bryant guarding him down the stretch of games. You know what I mean? Guarding Ron Artest at that time, Metta World Peace. You know what I'm saying? Guys like that, they trusted him to be out there making plays, as a youngster. And hey, look at him now. MVP once, or you could argue he probably should have been MVP more than that. 10-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA. But he had to earn his stripes, man. I mean, it is what it is. You can see the numbers right here, man. I ain't even gonna go into them. But bro's a fool, always been a fool. He's still kind of a fool. He just a toned down fool right now. And he got some stupid looking braids. Now let's get on Paul George for a second. Big homie did not come into the league, dropping 25 on folks' heads, catching bodies left and right. But he did come in the league having to earn his stripes. You know what I'm saying? He was brought in as, a young kid who had some decent potential. I thought he was going to be like the next T-Mac. He was one of my favorite players coming out of the draft, I believe it was 2011. But Paul George, he was a good defensive player. He flashed a good 3-point shooting shot. And, they didn't know that he was going to turn into this. But right now, he's 9-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA. He's been All-Defense several times over. He's led a couple teams to the conference championships. I think actually more than that. And, he's, again, surefire Hall of Famer. He's had a great career. He was actually number 3 in MVP voting back in 2018, 2019 season. Like, bro been low-key a fool, and I think all time he gonna go down as one of the most underrated players and underappreciated players of this generation. Cause bro really be putting up some numbers. Yeah, he's had a couple of blunders in the playoffs here and there, and you know how many times this man has played LeBron in the playoffs? He wasn't gonna be better than LeBron. He's played the Mavericks with Luka and them. Like I wouldn't say he's actually, he at no point had an argument for the best player in the league, but he's always, I'd say he's comfortably been in the top 10 for several years, time and time again. I know he did have that one season where he was injured, and he hasn't really led the NBA in any particular stat except steals once. But that's cool. Like, if you watch this man's game, hell, if you watch the Clippers, bro, low key, he low key their best player. Nobody really gonna say it, but he low key their best player. I understand when they really need a bucket like that, they're gonna go to Kawhi. He's probably a little bit more reliable, but Paul George is probably the most explosive player on that team right now, scoring wise, and he's still a hella defender, even till now at age 33, about to be 34. But yeah, Paul George is a guy that he's nobody to sneeze at all, man. 9-time All-Star, 9-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA. You mean to tell me one of these kids from the Rockets wouldn't be happy with a career like that? Come on now. Now let's look at Kawhi Leonard. I mean, what do I have to say, man? 2-time NBA champ, 2-time Finals MVP, former Defensive Player of the Year, All Defense several times over, All NBA several times over. The man is just, his problem has only been health, really. But his first 4 seasons, the man was really a 3-and-D guy. He was just 3-and-D guy. Bro wasn't even an All-Star until his 5th season. And he won the Finals MVP in his 4th season when they beat the Miami Heat. Bruh, these dudes, this is the epitome of somebody who, really got it out of the mud. He was a 15th overall pick. Dude was not really highly touted like that coming out of college or even coming out of high school. And we got to remember, too, we also got to remember Kawhi was not even, known as a shooter in college. Like, people really thought he was just going to be like an undersized 4, but he was going to play some 3, but he couldn't really shoot like that. But he got in the gym, worked out with, well, then again, he did go to San Antonio Spurs with, Tony, Manu, and Tim, and they was going to get you right. They was known for that. Several guys had gone through there, and they was just, you didn't know who they were before San Antonio, but when they played there, you know who they was, because it's kind of like the Patriots. You remember the Patriots? If y'all football fans, y'all remember the Patriots, where it didn't matter what wide receivers Tom Brady had, you knew who they was because Tom was throwing them the ball, and they played for the Patriots and they kept winning and winning and winning. It's just, You know, a lot of these guys, Tom Brady's even another guy in another sport, obviously, but you know, start off as a role player and then you end up just growing into a superstar, man. Nothing wrong with that at all. Having to earn your keep, man. Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers right now, they looking like they could be favorites, man, coming out of the West and to win it all. But let's make no mistake about it. Kawhi Leonard did not even come into the NBA, you know, as he wasn't Rookie of the Year. As a matter of fact, he was fourth in all rookie voting, as a matter of fact. He wasn't somebody who people was thinking, hey, this man's going to be a finals MVP or a league MVP or this and that. They just thought he was going to be a real good defensive player, maybe knock down some threes every once in a while, which is very valuable. But turned out he had some more in the tank, worked hard, got this thing going, man. So let's keep that in mind. So when it comes to these youngsters, Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith, and Cam Whitmore, I just want everybody to kind of be patient, continue to be patient. We've been pretty patient with these guys so far, but continue to be patient because these guys are not finished products yet. They're still learning to be NBA players. They're still learning to play roles. And what's going to happen is, as they're learning to play these roles, let's say they grow into superstar players, their bad games are going to look like what they're doing now on average because they've already built up the callus of, okay, my shot isn't falling, I'm not scoring as much this game, but what I can do is I can go get some more boards. I can do some more cuts. I can play off ball a little bit more. I can, set screens for my teammates. I can go rebound. I can play a little bit harder defense. I can communicate a little bit better on offense and defense. Those little things mean so much when you're a superstar because at that point, if you become a superstar player and you got all of these extra gifts that nobody else has, which makes you special, you also have a lot of those little things that a lot of players don't really like to do in the first place. So you will always be playable no matter what. I can't imagine a time right now with Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and James Harden when they're not playable on the court because at minimum, they can play strictly off of their basketball instincts that they've developed over the years and their basketball IQ. They just know what to do. They can go into any system pretty much and thrive. It really won't matter that much because they just know what to do. They've played roles before. They know how to fall back, which is why they can all play together right now. With all the accolades they've received throughout their careers, they can all play together right now because they've all played different roles throughout their career as youngsters. So it'll be nothing for them to play right now together. That's why they're thriving. I know they had a little rough patch at first, but now they look like they could take it all from anybody. But as for, let's take Amen Thompson, for example. He started off the season kind of hurt and whatnot, but he had to watch from the sideline, sitting next to, the coaching staff, soaking in that knowledge. And you could tell, man, he's grown from the beginning of the season until now. He's a lot more forthright when he has the ball, a lot more confident. He's playing with a lot more confidence. Yeah, his shot is still a little shaky, a lot shaky if we're being honest, but he's not playing scared. Like if he has a butt-naked jumper, he gonna take that. You know what I'm saying? If he got a driving lane, he gonna take that. He gonna cut off the ball when he don't have the ball. He's not out there being a liability on either end. Then on defense, he's already a demon. He might be the only reason I won't say he's our best defender right now is because he hasn't played enough. But if he'd have played this like this all season, if he'd have got the playing time all season, if he wasn't hurt, hey, I say he's our best defender already as a rookie, and that's crazy. And that's saying something because we got a all NBA defense second teamer on the team in Dillon Brooks. And then we're gonna talk about Jabari Smith. He's still got a little bit of that Silas tax in him, or he's a little bit unsure of himself. But right now, when he has a bad game, his bad games ain't really that bad because he's doing a lot more of the little stuff. And his defense has actually been stupid. Like, he get on somebody on the perimeter. Like, his perimeter defense has been crazy good. His on ball, but if he's guarding like a big dude in the post, yeah, you can still kind of cook him there. He hasn't been getting lost off ball as much before, but his defense has been really good, man. You can tell he and Amen are going to be all defensive type players in the future, maybe even sooner than we think. But offensively, Jabari's understanding spacing. He's taking the right shots. You get him a mismatch. If it's a guard trying to hold him, he shoot that fadeaway, getting that mid-range and that mid-post. One thing I want to see a little bit more from him is a little bit more of a face-up game and taking bigger guys to the basket a little bit, but he's still got to add some strength. But that's going to come down the line. But from his rookie season to now, man, you can see he's playing with a lot more confidence, a lot more force, finishing a lot better at the rim, making his layups a lot more, making his open shots, understanding spacing, knowing where to be. He's been taking a lot more threes on the wing and in the corners. That's great to see from him. Cam Whitmore, from the beginning until now, from the G League until now, from the Summer League till now, the man has been growing, man. He's right now he's been used as like a microwave scorer off the bench, but he's actually flashed some rebounding potential too, man. He's been rebounding a lot coming off the bench as a wing. And hey man, listen, I love rebounding wings, man, because when you play in today's NBA with all of these switching schemes that a lot of these defenses play, you need wings that can rebound, because they're going to rebound because a big is usually going to be switched out on the perimeter. So if your wings are rebounding, your guards are rebounding, they can grab it and go instead of waiting for a big to get it and then shooting an outlet pass. These guards, man, and these wings, they can grab it and go and make something shake from there, get the offense started immediately. You already got some mismatches in transition immediately. And that's something that I've been seeing from Cam Whitmore. He's still got tunnel vision a little bit. That's something you can coach out of him. It's not a skills problem with him. It's just kind of more of a basketball IQ thing that he'll get with more playing time. You got to understand his reads better. He's made some crazy good passes for alleys. He had one crazy alley-oop to Jalen Green. That was real nice. Jalen Green had to stretch. He was pretty much behind the backboard and yammed it. And he had a nice behind-the-back pass on the fast break to Jeff Green, who yammed it home. Real good stuff from Cam, man. He's a Showtime kind of guy. He's going to be a guy who people are, paying big money to come see in the future, whether it's with the Rockets or somebody else. But this, as much as this is the Rockets propaganda channel, these guys are NBA players. These youngsters are NBA players, and we know that this is a business. So what we also know is, in today's NBA, a lot of guys are not staying with one team their whole career. That's sort of a thing of the past. It would be nice if these guys, stay their whole career in Houston, win some titles in Houston. It would be nice. I'd love it. But as a basketball fan, I'm going to be following these guys throughout their whole careers, man. Just like I followed James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George. I was watching James Harden at Arizona State. I was watching Paul George at Fresno State. I was watching Kawhi Leonard at San Diego State. What they became, I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that. Like, that's what they became is crazy, man. You never know what these young kids can become, man. Looking forward to seeing how these guys continue to grow just throughout their NBA careers. Hoping I see plenty time All-Stars, all kind of accolades, finals MVPs, all defense, most improved, all of these things, man. I want it all for these guys, man. I've always said Jabari is my favorite Rocket, but I can see all these guys, being the best player on somebody's team at some point. It's very possible. Their ceilings are that high. But it's been a good show. Appreciate you for staying with me this far. If you're still with me to this point, I appreciate you. You're not a hater, but go ahead and hit that like button though. Subscribe to the channel. It's your boy AK Infinity. Leave a comment down below too. Follow me on Twitter at AKInfinity_VVS. This is the Rockets Propaganda Channel, and we out.